Hey guys, I'm Stephanie, and this is Steph Stove, and today we're going to be making brownie cookies. Now, I was looking for something today that was just really chocolatey and fudgy and good, and I thought, what better? Brownie cookies. They're easy, perfectly satisfies that sweet tooth you have, and so delicious. So, let me show you how to do it. Alrighty, for our cookies, we're going to start off with 1 box of brownie mix. This is an 18-ounce box. You do need to have at least an 18-ounce box, or sometimes you'll see them in a 19-ounce box. But that's about the size that you're looking for, just a regular size brownie box. And to this, we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of oil. All that out. And we're going to add 2 large eggs. So I'm going to crack these independently. Always crack your eggs separately if you have multiples, just in case. All right, so both of them are good. So now we're going to combine them together. Paper towel. And we're going to add our 2. These are large eggs, by the way. 2 large eggs to it. And now it just seems like a basic brownie batter here. However, we do need to thicken it up a little bit. So I've got 2 tablespoons, my all-purpose white lily flour, because we do need to, like I said, increase the thickness of the batter. Mix it around together. This is just a normal mixture at this point. And it will be kind of a thick batter or dough, because we don't want it quite as thin as our normal brownie batter. It's a little thicker before we're making the cookies. And these are always a favorite to make. Super fudgy, easy to do. A lot of times most of us have a box of brownie mix in our pantry already. So it's really easy to whip up. And I know I had a friend at church that kind of made me think of this. She was telling me how much that her grandkids enjoyed cake mix cookies. That they enjoyed eating those as well. Now, that sound was my oven coming up to temperature, and it has been preheated to 350 degrees. Now, I want this a little bit more chocolatey or fudgy, so I'm going to add 1/2 a cup. You can do chocolate chips. I happen to have chocolate chunks. We're going to work those in. Then I've got chopped pecans, because we like pecans in our cookies. If you don't like those, skip it. We like them, so I'm going to do 1/2 a cup of nuts. And you can see this is a very thick batter. That flour element adding to it works perfectly to thicken this up. Look at that, good. Chocolatey goodness. And again, you have to work this in. Oh, delicious. All right, now I'm going to set that to the side. My temperature has come up. Again, it was at 350 degrees. You're going to need to use a cookie sheet to where you can either line it with parchment paper, or you can use a silicone baking mat, just as I have here. I'm going to scoop these out, and this is a 1 tablespoon scoop, or you could just do it with a 1 tablespoon spoon and space these out nicely. I want them kind of mounded up on the cookie sheet because they will spread just a little bit. So these silicone baking mats, I'm not sure if you can see the little circles, they work beautifully to these to space out. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to scoop all these out, and we're going to get these in the oven. So I'll be right back. All right, we've got all of our cookies, or our first batch at least, measured out. So our oven's at 350 degrees. We're going to put it on the top rack. It's going to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. And what we're looking for is the edges to be crunchy and crispy and the centers to be soft and chewy. See you back in a few minutes. All right, our cookies have, ooh, look at this. They have been baking for 10 minutes. Look at those brownie cookies. So we're gonna transfer these to a wire rack. Let's come a little closer. Look at those cookies. Now, just as pretty as they can be. Now, as these are cooling, you do want these to cool on a wire rack for a few minutes, and then we will transfer them out of the pan. However, if you have your sizes of your cookies that have kind of moved around, you can take a glass cup, and this is what a lot of bakeries do, and you can just kind of move them around, and they will regain their nice, pretty shape. So if your cookies ever spread too much and you want them like a perfect shape, that's how they get them all the perfect roundness. You wouldn't want to do this with a plastic cup, obviously, because the pan is extremely hot. You can kind of just form them around, and they're nice. They'll get a little crust on the edge, but it's okay. So these do, ooh, look at that. They're soft in the middle, crunchy little edge, perfect. So while these are cooling, I'm going to go ahead and get my next pan in the oven. So, be right back. Alrighty, my second batch has just come out of the oven. And as you can see, several of these have spread just a little bit more. So I'm going to do our little cup trick and just kind of go over them. And again, we're just going in a circle pattern to get that nice, pretty shape. And again, you don't have to do this, but I just like to try to get them all about the same and just even them up. I think they look pretty when they're more of a similar shape. And again, I'm just putting it on it, just kind of shaping them. And you always want to do this portion when they're first out of the oven and they're still warm. That last one. You got a little off center. Let's put them back together. And you can see how it does make them look so much nicer. Now these have to cool for the 10 minutes. Our original cookies, or our first batch over here, these have cooled nicely. So I'm gonna come in and I'm just get a spatula here. And even though these have cooled on the pan for a few minutes, and I can actually touch the pan, look at that beautiful cookie. We're going to still place these on the wire rack off of the pan because we want these to completely cool. Look at those gorgeous cookies. Is that not pretty? Pretty shape, bite-sized little pieces. I've got that one flipped over, so I'm going to show you what the bottom side looks like. Just gorgeous. And you can see that crunchy, nice bottom on there. Just perfect. So we'll let these cool completely, then we'll be back to give them a taste. I'm Stephanie. This has been Steph's Dough. For today, we made these ooey gooey, delicious brownie cookies. Now my final batch ended up with 32 cookies, so it's going to be delicious. And I wanted to show you just how pretty these are up close. Look at that beautiful chocolatey cookie, that gorgeous bottom to it. So look, what a good looking cookie on the inside. All the fudginess of a brownie, crunchiness of a cookie, crunchy edge, nice center. Have to have my milk with it because nothing's better than a good chocolatey cookie than a glass of milk. Super delicious. So easy and fun. And I do hope you enjoyed this recipe with your family as well. So give us a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button for more great content like this. Steph's Stove, we're making memories one dish at a time. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.